Okay, in this tutorial, which is the second element of the tutorial, we're gonna look at how to use HTML structural tags to lay out our web pages. Now, we need to understand how the web pages can be laid out before we start creating the code, so that way you can visualize how the web page is going to display the information. Okay, based on that, you need to understand what are the new structure tags for HTML5. That way you understand that any information you put inside this structure tag, where is it going to be presented. Not only that, you can also, this will allow you to better control each structure tags using the CSS element. So let's have a look at different layout method we can possibly create using HTML5. Okay, this is the first one. It's just a bare minimum basic. So you can see I've put here header, where my banner or my heading of the web page, the main banner will be displayed. Then I've got the navigation part here, where my main menus will be displayed, or if you think about it, allocation for my main menu. Then I got something called section. Within this section I can have information what that I need to display for this web page. And then I got something called footer, which is at the bottom of the web page, where mainly things like copyright information or any specific such as who wrote this website or things like that can be implemented inside here. Okay, other thing you need to understand is within the section you can add more section into it or not. It's down to you how you want to display, but there's few other tags I will explain later. So this is the bare minimum layout you can look at. Then, or you can have same as this one, but instead of having the navigation, the menu systems on the left hand side, we can have underneath the header. Okay, same as other one, but instead of putting on the left hand side, we have just added it just straight underneath the header. Or we can try to make it slightly differently, where the navigation is on the left hand side and we allocate another right hand side where we can possibly put like news, special offers, or any additional information which is related to this web page, and it's called A side. Or another way you can do it is, depending on the complexity of the website, you can have the main menu at the top, your sub menu on the right hand side, and again you can have A side on the right hand side. Or if you decide you don't want the A side, you don't need to have the A side, so you may look like this. It depends how you decide the layout of the web page is going to be. Now the main layout I will try to attempt to create is mainly this one, and possibly if you decide that you want to add the sub navigation on the right hand side, I'll bring in this part into it. I think it probably be feasible to work with this layout. So it's pretty much straightforward. We got the banner at the top, all of our menu systems in there, the main information in there, and we start adding information in there and laying out the way we want to lay out the products and information, and finally the footer page. Okay, so let's begin. First thing, I need to go to my web design folder, make a folder inside that, and I'm going to call it the website that we want to create. In this case, I'm going to create a website called London College, so called London College, spelling LONDN College. Now remember the structure file we created before. All I'm going to do is right mouse click on it, copy it, because this structure file we're going to keep on using it again and again and again. I'm going to go inside London College and paste in there, and I'm going to rename this as index. This is because all the home pages which are saved as a web page must be saved as index.html. Okay, so I'm going to open this file in Notepad++, and that's my document, so I don't need this folder anymore, so I can minimize it. And the best practice to work with Notepad and browser is you put the Notepad on the right and open a new browser on the left. Okay, so that way you are doing the code and you checking the outcome straight on the browser. So I need to open, just close the structure file, open the index file in the browser so we can continue from there. Okay, so at the moment there's nothing there. So before we do anything, what we need to do is change the title, because the website is to link with London College. So I'm going to give this a title called London College. Now if I save it, a shortcut for this is Control button and S together key on the keyboard. Go to the browser, press F5, and can you see what has happened? London College. Now at the moment we don't need to worry about this and the style. We want to concentrate on the information inside the body and bring in the structure tags, the header, the nav, the section, and the footer, and then we need to apply the CSS to create this layout. Okay, so let's go back to our Notepad++, put the browser back on. Okay, so the first thing we need to do inside the body is create a tag called header. Now remember, all the HTML tags must be in lowercase. Now one thing you need to understand is that you need to know which tag starts and close separately. So in this case the header tag has got starting and ending, so I'm straight away going to close the header and close arrow. And if I click on the header, can you see what has happened? It's saying starting and closing. Okay, now inside the header I'm going to press the tab button once and I'm going to put in heading H1 and put in my information. For example, my banner name, I just want to call it London College. Just take the W out and close the H1 tag. And if you can see, I'll go header, H1 is written in there. Okay, and then the next tag we want to look at is the nav. Again, I've started nav and I'm going to close nav tag. In here we are going to have possible various menu buttons. At the moment I've not decided how we're going to control the presentation of it, because that will come in the later tutorial. So at the moment I'm just going to write in the names of the menu buttons that I want to display in there. So the first one is going to be home, Second one is going to be, if you think about college website, it's going to have part time courses, it's going to have full time courses, and method to contact us. Okay, I think that's very simple, to try to keep it simple. Okay, and can you see again is tabbed in. Every time you go inside a tag, you always start tabbing it in, never start on the same line. The main point idea behind it is you can see where the starting and ending is. So for example, like here, can you see that? Okay, so what's the next thing? So we put the header in, we put the nav in. Now we need to put the section in and then the footer in. So let's go back to it again. So click after navigation. The next tag we need to look at is the section, and then close the tag section, and then just at the bottom we need to start the tag footer and close the tag footer. Now I'm going to come back to the section later, but let's quickly finish the footer part because that's the easier one. Again, tab it in. I'm going to use heading tag possibly 4, and I'll probably put in there just copyright to London College, and in order to put the copyright symbol, it's written and copy like so, and then type in the message whatever you want to type in. So I say London College 2013, and then close the H4 tag. Okay, now within the section we're going to cover this element later because there's additional tag which goes inside the section which is called article, so that way we can play it later. Okay, just going to quickly save it. Remember, Control S on the keyboard to shortcut to save, and I'm going to click on the browser and refresh the page to see the outcome. Nothing serious, just simple text appears, but it doesn't look like so. Okay, so the problem behind it is we need to use CSS to control the presentation, and we're going to discuss how to produce the layout like this in the next tutorial.